Oh dear. So I know I've missed these a few times now. So I'm pretty much just ran out of time with stuff. Obviously I've moved house and I'm still trying to get organised, but I haven't even got time to do videos. I don't know what's happening. Life just gets really busy. Just see what I'm doing here. But yeah, if anybody has any questions to start off with, let me know, and I will happily answer them when they come along. Just trying to work out what I'm doing again. So many different buttons to press. So yeah, I'm pretty tired today. We were out on the bike, going out for the last of the season ride, because the season has ended apparently. And I have to say, there was a healthy amount of bikes out, but it's it's really weird seeing that many bikes out on a day like this. Obviously, it was actually unseasonably warm, and yeah, we were pretty freaking exhausted. I think we ended up going to. Oh, maybe. I think we pretty much ended up going to Spelga, down through to Ross Trevor, then round to Warren Point, and back to Ross Trevor, and then we just couldn't find anywhere to eat, so we ended up coming back up to Kilkeel and then back into Newcastle, where we got something to eat in the harbour bar or the stone boat or whatever it's called. It's the one just up from the main car park, but it was a long day. I think we did 130 mile all in. Pretty much exhausted. It's just been one of those days. The girlfriend loves getting out on the bike. Lisa she just loves it. That's what she's there for. She just wants to get out on the bike, and I pretty much just don't want to go near the bike at the weekend sometimes. But yeah, I have got my. For some people that don't know, I got me a part. Whoa. Yeah, so I finally got the rear rack for my bike. It's not too bad. It was like 30 quid less than what I usually pay for at a dealership. All right, Fuzzy, how's things? So I'm just waiting for the guy to look for the bolts. If not, I'm just going to get the bolts myself. And then the next thing I want is the 50-litre top box, the OEM top box, with the cushion on it and stuff. So, needless to say, the transformation is real. But I definitely want to make it. I want to start getting the pannier boxes ready, because I want to get over the winter. I'm going to paint them, and then I'm going to get them covered in camo print, because I am busting a gut to get that done. Or mate. I am aging like a car at the minute. Underneath, it may look fine on the outside, but it is rotten inside. I'm absolutely busted at the minute. Yeah, I've the guys at place in Ballygowan. They're going to print me the print for the bike for the boxes. I just need to paint the box lids or seek out the smooth box lids, because mine's like a rubberized paint. So when I stick anything to it, it sweats and then just peels off. So I'm hoping I'm hoping the next couple of weeks I can get that sorted and just go for broke and get it done. Because I need it. Well, I don't need it, I just want it. So I've been searching for a rack, those racks, for well over 6-7 months now. And when they do come on to when they do come onto eBay and stuff, they are not cheap. Not saying that one was cheap, but it was, as I say, it was a lucky find that the guy that it was bidding against dropped out at the last minute, so it was fair. Probably a scam by the guy who was doing it, but hey, I finally got it. Everybody's always searching for a rack. But it is a fair weight on it. Hopefully I can use it for like going to work, because I am hell bent on forgetting my bag to take to work with me. So it is literally a point of putting the stuff in the box. It means then if I go out on the bike, I can put stuff in the bike and not have to worry about it. Well, what I noticed when I was out today, there's a lot of honesty boxes about, and they're selling potatoes, eggs, duck eggs, every type of egg that you need, and other bits and pieces. And I was like, I need to do that. I need to start buying all this stuff, because we must have passed 7 or 8 of them in the mornings alone. And it was like £1.50 for like 2 kilograms of potatoes, and then £1.30 for like 12 eggs. I was like, Jesus, I need to get some of that. Do some upselling. I've also started my eBaying again. I've been eBaying off more of the junk that I had in the house. So I'm getting there. It's just a matter of getting stuff sorted and done. How is everyone? Are we still living? Are we alive still? So we were talking about it tonight just before it came on. I've actually been living here for 2 months. I don't know how I've been living here for 2 months, but I have. We're still haven't killed each other, which is great. The one thing I do miss, and I notice it every day when I get up or if I'm eating my dinner, is the dogs. I absolutely miss the dogs. I do go up to the house more often. I'm up like every Tuesday or Thursday, or maybe both, depending on what we have on that week. But sometimes it's the dogs, and we've been talking. The girlfriend wants to get a dog, and I'm in 2 minds, because obviously we're so busy, and we don't want to. I don't want to subject the dog to that, because it's not fair. Harold, we are still living, Harold. Unfortunately, Lisburn hasn't killed me yet. A few good attempts, but they haven't got me. The school runners have made a good few attempts at necking me in the mornings, but I've found a way to get around them. Early. See, everybody has dogs. Even I can't remember. I think it's the Harbour Bar or the Stone Boat in Newcastle. It's literally up beside the lifeboat station, and we're sitting on the outside, and a guy came in with I think it's a Cocker Spaniel, and just touching and pawing at it, and then saw a guy came in with like a wee Jack Russell and stuff, and it was just like, that would be great, but you can take a dog on the bike, but I wouldn't want to unless it was well trained and reliable. But I mean, we are hopefully babysitting the dogs here in October, hopefully. But pretty much just the dogs it's the thing that I miss the most. I mean, when I come in from work here, I chill for 5-10 minutes, half an hour to an hour. Where if I was in the house, it would be constantly go, 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 and you just you don't rest. But I've talked to the neighbours around here. I know one of them from work. We're used to work, so I mean, it is all right. As soon as I get the side of the house sorted for building work, because I want to get the bike round the back and not keeping it out the side, because that is scary sometimes. But I have it chained up, but it's always in the back of my mind that something's going to happen. It is always going to be there until that bike is around the back. It's always going to be there. Like, but as soon as the wall's down and the big gate's up, I'll be happy because I can put deadbolts and stuff on there. But we're just getting bits and pieces done. Just we're actually clearing. Is this wedding number 2? Wedding number 2 this week. We had one a couple of weeks ago. Now we've one this week. We're going to the Galgorm to a wedding this week. We're staying in Culleback. There's no way I'm staying in Galgorm. I do not have the money. But yeah, we're just flat out busy. We have got a good bit off this week, so we're off. Well, I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then back in the following Monday, which is a good thing because I need some time off. But it also means I'll not be doing the BSB in October because the isolation kind of screwed up my holidays and screwed up me booking the holidays because I wasn't too sure what way it works and how long I had to do. So I'll not be doing that because when I take these 3 days, it only leaves me 3 days for the rest of the year. So I do plan on going to the NEC in December. Where's the best place for bike tires around Belfast? Now, there is several. I will say several. Where is it? There's the Belfast Motorcycle Centre. So yeah, there's one, Harold, Belfast Motorcycle Tire Centre. New place. Been hearing good sort of reviews. A couple of picky ass customers have been and not been happy and stuff like that there, but pretty much from what I've heard, to do tires to what you want. If you phone them up, tell them what you want, they get them in. That's a possibility. You've also, as Fuzzy says there, you've also got Charleshurst in Sydenham. Again, probably a good place, well established place. But you also have up the Boucher Road, if you go to the Charleshurst Motorcycles or phone them and book it in there, they actually have a fast fit tire place that does it up there. But you go to the motorcycle part, they take it, do your tires, and bring it to you as if you were doing a service. So there's a good few places, not as many as there used to be, but there is still a good few places. Unfortunately, Charleshurst own 2 of them. I would also say if you're not picky on where you go, you've got Hillsborough, GS in Hillsborough. Again, phone them up, tell them what you want, and then they get them in. Brilliant bunch down there that do good work. I know the mechanic, I know the sales guy. It's a solid dealership, and I think they do charge good prices too, because sometimes you get places that they like to charge premium, but I know like Charleshurst, you are going to pay big bucks. Also, actually, as Fuzzy said in their Kickstart motorcycles, you've also got GRC on the Newton Ards Road, just I think it's just past the fire station. Those wee sort of group of shops on the corner. Again, two of my recent fittings of the Maxxis tires have been through GRC. Just rig them up on Facebook, see if I can do this here. How did I do this last night? Share screen. Share screen. Hold on a second. I'm still getting used to this StreamYard thing. So yeah, so this is the one here. Belfast Motorcycle Tire Centre. Then if you go ERC, used to be ERC Motorcycles. Oh, that's embarrassing. I thought I'd like them. GRC Motorcycles. Give them, if you're ever going to go to them, give them a ring and talk to them, or go on their Facebook. Go on their Facebook and tell them, and ask them, because again, they will bring in anything you want or need, and then that way it suits you. So it does. Yeah. I can't fault GRC for as much as I don't like going to small places, but they've pulled me out of the whole one. Once that tire change there, I got a hole in the last pair, and then I literally phoned them and went, "I need a new set of tires. Can you get me them?" Yeah. Oh, we've got them here. Fit them. Fuzzy, I think that brake disc's still sitting in the shed. I have just never had. I come home from work and I die. Next week, we'll get some time in next week. Not this week, but next week. I just have to get this holiday over because we're planning on doing a few bits and pieces while we're off. So I will get it. I definitely do think I still have it. As he looks around the room and can't find it. Aye, it's downstairs, I think. I'll double check, but I'm near sure I still have it. If I do, I'll Facebook Facebook or Instagram you and tell you that I still have it. There's nothing more embarrassing than forgetting something. So if you hold October, okay, maybe or even better. If I don't have that one for you, I'll have three for you in December. Because I'm changing the ones that are on my bike. I'm not changing them. I'm getting new ones and new pads done because the back one's warped slightly, and I'm just going to get them all done at once. So. I'll agree. Yeah, no, I've just because I got this rack, I've had this sudden burst of I want to buy stuff for my bike, and I want to keep the stuff that I take off because now I've got a seen a tracer with the OEM LED indicators. I want them. I want the box. I want the wavy discs. I want the centered pads. I want a Olin's or I want a K-Tac rear shock and K-Tac inserts for the front. The only problem is I don't have that much money. And I am not starting an OnlyFans just to get that sort of money. Because even then it wouldn't make that much. But it's definitely a wee bit more. I want to do stuff to this bike. I want to make it something. And I want to make it badass, touring, do everything thing. I mean, I'm already getting a range of like 200 miles to a tank of petrol. Get a sugar mama. I need about 4 dozen of them. Because by the time I finish spending the money, I need more money to get more stuff. Plus, I still have to get the building work paid for once it gets done. Send you a collar and cuff for OnlyFans. I've already got one of those. That's what I use in work. So it is. But it's just one of those things. Now that I've got the taste for touring again, it just gets expensive. Yeah, mate, give them a try. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, and I know a couple of guys that I think that are involved in it, that it's becoming a new. It's a hit. It is a hit with Belfast bikers. It's always pretty busy. So I would call ahead, mate, just to make sure that they have what you need, or you're gonna have time. You know, Patreon. No, Patreon is the death nail in a YouTube channel. And then I started Patreon, like one certain big YouTube motovlogger, and then I only do Patreon question and answers, and then I only basically bow down to whoever's handing me money. I'll be honest, mate, I haven't really been keeping an eye on the BSB this year. Brooks is always going to be that one person who will get into where he wants. I mean, when someone's paying the money and or your boss is paying the money, you're going to get through whether you like it or not. I mean, that's the thing. Fuzzy, have you got like a stream farm? Because I think I can maybe add you in if you had it. I think it does work on your phone, mate. You see. I'll send you something on Instagram. Keep in mind, this will probably be the first time I've tried this, so if it don't work, don't blame me. Fuzz. Try that link that I've just sent you on Instagram. See if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm actually going to watch the Cookstown 100 tonight. I'm a bad road racing fan this year. I've been to Armoy, that's it. We were actually away glamping that weekend, so I didn't get to even keep up with it. What I would like to say is, I know he's probably not watching this, but a friend of mine I've met him a couple of times. Andy Mack Racing had a big off at, I think it was Kirkuson or Bishop's Court, and he was hospitalised, but he has put out a statement recently saying that he's fine, and it's a long road to recovery. And I would just like to say, get well soon, mate.
Oh.
Hello.
How are you?
Not bad, yourself?
Covered in cuts and sticky shit and glow in the dark shit. How are you?
Why? What have you done now?
Currently wrapping the panels of the dirt bike.
All right.
I somehow managed to kind of nearly blow it up today.
Oh, how'd you do that? What did you forget?
No, do you remember 2 years ago whenever it got stolen?
Yes.
And I had to wire a different starter button up. Well, I used the wrong gauge of wire and set fire to my seat this morning. Cooked it's an understatement.
That happened to me.
When did that happen to you?
When I had the WXT125X, I bought a wiring loom, an ignition wiring loom from an R1.
Oh.
Because it had the same colour wires. And the bike didn't like it, and it surged the ignition twice.
Oh.
And basically cooked it.
Oh, that's not good.
Nearly lost the key as well. Like, I mean, it was like
I've had someone snap my key in my ignition barrel.
On your
I got annoyed after the bike blowing up and threw my keys on the roof and had to climb on my roof of my house to get them.
You got anger problems?
Well, I threw them at the bathroom door and managed to put a hole in a bathroom door with a set of keys.
You not be getting your security deposit back?
Don't worry, it's housing. Who cares?
Well, that's true. Oh, dear goodness.
How was work?
Tough. One of the guys left there on Friday after 5 years.
Seriously?
Aye.
Oh,
so I'm now taking on more responsibilities.
More money in the bank?
Well, I hope so. But we're pretty much just coping at the minute, just to see what happens and how we're going to deal with it as it comes. So,
I mean, like, if your place has any jobs going, let me know. I got to pay for this heap of crap that I own.
You should sell it.
I'm not going to sell her. I've already established that her first MOT is next August. So I'm going to keep her and either turn her into one of those American junkie stunt bikes that you call, or I'm going to put her through MOT and see how well she'll do. If she needs too much, then I'm just going to turn around, leave her in the shed, and just use her as a field bike.
I was about to say, do you honestly think it'll see MOT next year?
I mean, she needs new clutch plates, she needs new piston rings, and she needs a valve adjustment. And the front wheel needs to be trued.
That's a lot.
I know, I don't know how I managed to drive down the road and not get pulled over.
I don't know how you managed to start it.
I could go outside and start it right now, and I guarantee you it would still start, even after possibly blowing up.
I see that you say that, and then you go out and it doesn't start.
It would just be my luck, like.
Oh, no, I've said it before, too. Someone argued with me, and I was like, I'm going to start my bike now, and it didn't.
My friend group, everyone turns around and says that my bike's going to be the first one to break down and everything. Sure, Ryan McCourt's Harley, the front wheel bearing went in it the other day as he was driving up the Doak.
Oh, but it's a Harley. It's heavy.
Money pits.
Well, yeah, money pits as well.
Who else doesn't look at them like that?
Half of the dealership.
I mean, fair point.
As I said to Lisa today, was Harley passed us. It must be big American, like big 1200 or something. She
Mhm.
goes, "Oh, that was fast." And I went, "Yeah, it takes about $8,000 to get it to go that fast." And here she goes, $8,000, hear me out, but that's only like 3 parts.
Well, a wheel bearing for his Harley 1200 XL is 60 quid for one side, and then a clutch replacement kit is £340, and that's not even including shipping or tax.
Aye. Well, for me to get a clutch done in Charleshurst, it was 150 to £200.
We're talking
that was the XT, the 660.
We're talking like 120 for mine, and my clutch plates have to come from Czech Republic.
Oh.
Because it's the only place that they have them.
Was that an eBay job?
No, that's an actual fucking Keyway website job.
Oh.
But like they never have the parts because, you know, Keyways always break.
Well, the Taliban are back in force, so they'll need parts for their bikes.
Demonetized.
I was never monetized. No, but I thought they would have been more popular. Like say Clifton Auto and Kickstart doing them.
Well, Clifton get their parts from MotoGB, but you know, MotoGB take fucking 20 years to, you know, deliver your bloody parts. Sure, look how long I was waiting on that suspension. I was able to go on eBay and get one within a week and a half. 6 months on a waiting list. There's a guy on one of the 125 groups that I'm on Facebook. He's been waiting a year and a half for coils for the spark plug, air filter, and oil filter, just to do a random oil change instead of going down to his local garage.
I would have shipped it off to the local garage and let them deal with it.
Exactly. If your bike's under warranty, why not?
There's me saying, does CMPO do the Keyway parts?
CMPO do Keyway parts, but they're not the best of timing, and plus because they're always coming from China, it's going to take X amount of weeks to come, and some of us don't have that time to wait because it's our daily.
Well,
you know,
I mean, if you ordered them ahead of time, you would be all right. But
see,
I suppose you don't know what it's going to chuck and when.
Exactly. You could drive down the road, even with your friggin' tracer, you could drive down the road tomorrow and all of a sudden you need a bolt that's just fallen off, or you could end up needing to go buy an entire new piston. Touch wood, your tracer does not do that.
I'll not own it if it does that. I'll just go and buy something else.
Well, I'm looking at a GPZ 550 at the moment.
Have you started doing your tests and stuff? Have you? You have, haven't
you? I've been doing the theory. Sure, I've done the theory. I've failed the theory 3 times because of my type 1 diabetes.
Aye.
So I'm gonna try and get that under control before I go and do it for a 4th time and fail. But kill me before I even get my bloody license. I am hoping to get my full license before I get before Sasha goes for her first MOT. Like,
yeah,
that is the biggest cop that I'm trying to do, because then I can have the 125 as a piddle around.
As your thing that you can chuck about.
Yeah, because then it's going to be a case of I don't care how long I have to wait for parts. I don't care if I have to go make the parts myself. Plus, at the moment, I've got Zombie's fucking moped, which is sitting outside as well.
Oh, figure you're a right collection, don't you?
We're in the middle of building the Honda Lead as well.
I was perusing Facebook the other night. There's a guy about 10 miles up the road from me who is selling an XT660, and it's like,
I seen one the other day go past me whilst I was sitting outside work Friday morning.
Was it white?
No, it was. I think it was like a reddish, like it was a faded red.
That's 2013.
And I mean, he came blowing past, pushing white smoke out the rear end, and I was like, I hope you make it up that hill, mate, because you're gonna get to Roselawn and you're not gonna be able to go any further. Like,
oh, that's the best place to go. I used to love going out that end of town.
I love it because that's where I do all my deliveries mainly.
I see, Lisa's mum lives out Ballygan direction, so it's like I go that way.
I love the rides that go out there. Like, some of those roads are just phenomenal with the big bikes and the 125s all together. They're the roads that you want to be on.
I had to laugh today. We were going out the back of Newcastle, and Lisa was on the back, but she was daydreaming, and the wee kid gave me the no rev sign.
Oh yes.
So I pulled the clutch and I wanged the throttle as hard as I could, and then heard a squeak coming from behind me, and realized that it scared her because she didn't know what I was doing. And she turned around and goes, "You only ever do that when you're angry." I was like, "He told me to do it." I was like, "Sorry." But then we were coming from, it was like, what do you call that caravan site down in Cranfield?
Yes.
We were coming back from Cranfield heading into Kilkeel, and there was a tosser and an Audi, and he poked his nose out of the junction. I'd ride away, and he poked his nose out, but then he just started rolling forward. So I wangled the throttle and called him a dozy hunt. And he sort of looked at me as if, "Oh, what?" I was like, just don't. I'm hungry. You do not want this fight.
I'm not for this.
But
I was heading to work Saturday morning. I had to be in early, like 8:30. And you know the way the roads are normally like clear at that time of the morning?
Yeah. I'm
sitting there on the moped, full throttle, look down, I'm doing 60, look to my right, all of a sudden there's a Corsa B doing about 120, 6 inches from me, just flew down the road. Just out of nowhere. You didn't hear the thing, you didn't see the thing until it was past you.
Yeah.
Turns out it was a boy racer who's only just passed his driving license and remapped the car.
Oh, so he's around a tree somewhere?
I haven't seen him since. I haven't heard the car around the estate. I haven't heard nothing. Don't know where this car is.
I've been trying for the last week or two now. I have to now filter from Fort William roundabout up to the West Link. And there's this one van, and every morning without fail I pass him, and he always moves in, and I'll shout thanks, or you'll just wave. So now every morning when I pass him, he shouts good morning. And it's like, huh? What? It's like the last thing I need. The last thing I
have
need
the exact same thing.
So it is.
See, whenever you have that continuous route and you always meet someone on that route and you always get that one nice person that moves over or says thank you, I love seeing that because that means there's more respect to bikers over here.
I think it was Thursday morning. I was just exhausted. I didn't want to go to work. I was just tired. And all the cars that I had seen, the windows were open. I was like, but fucker. just going through them all. My brain had just give up by this point. It was just like, I am tired. Just let me go to work.
I have developed this weird thing, and I don't know if any other bikers can relate to this, but like, I have a thing that I like to call bikers Tourette's. And it's, if you see someone do something stupid, you scream you're a cunt or something. But I've now got it towards animals. So if I see a dog and I'm sitting at a light, I will twitch and scream, your dog's a cunt, and then laugh and apologize to the person. But it's always with Rottweilers and Dobermans. I never do it to small dogs, and I hate small dogs, even though I own 2. I always do it.
I tend to, if I get like a near miss with like a pigeon or something.
Yes.
It's normally, you fat fuck. Because they're normally so bloody close to my head, it's unreal.
When we took that trip down to Dublin, me and Megan, it was pigeons down there give less of a fuck than they do up here.
Oh yeah, they just didn't care.
A pigeon in Dublin will walk in the middle of a road and a bus will stop for a pigeon.
Yeah.
And let it cross the road.
We had some weird times in Dublin.
Like, they didn't care. Come to Belfast and the things are just like, yeah, no, we're going to run away from you.
I think the strangest thing I've seen going to Dublin was a deer in the middle of the motorway. And it was like, we both sort of looked at each other as I went round. It was like, okay, don't kill me, please.
Do
But
not
there's
murder
Harold
me.
saying that people in England move that let you filter.
I've actually noticed that on Rookie's TikToks and Reevy's TikToks and stuff. They move over a lot. Especially when Rookie went up to Scotland, you noticed how whenever he got to the border, people didn't move over for him.
Yeah. There's
Unless
certain parts of England, people just don't care. London being one of them.
Plymouth, where I'm originally from, is horrendous for it, and it's mainly buses in there.
Yeah.
And no one seems to... You're in town, you're in traffic, you ain't making it where you need to be. No one's going to move for you.
Well, see the way you say you watch Ricky's TikToks?
Mm-hmm.
Just if you're ever on it again, just comment on it. I heard Donkey was faster than you at Donington.
What is this between you two?
So, do you remember the track day I won?
Yes.
Well, I went over on my own, and I didn't know if anybody else was going. I didn't know anybody else who was going to be there. And I got there, and one of the fellas, Ricky, came up to me and he goes, "Are you Donkey?" And I sort of looked at him as if to go, "No, this is too much of a coincidence."
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'm Ricky," and I was like, "We'd been talking before in like videos previously." And then a guy that I talked to on Twitter called Wilson was standing beside me, and I said to him, "You look like a guy off Twitter," and he was like, "Wouldn't be like a football with an orange coat?" I was like, "Fuck yes, it is." So when we went out on the track, Ricky had a different coach, and Ricky was obviously faster than me. Like he does do a hell of a lot more than me, but on the last lap, he passed me. But then the owner of the track day, Ron Hasland, was burning up my inside on a bike, and I took the head staggers and tried to race him. Now this guy's like world superbike racing champion, and his son's British superbike champion, and I'm trying to race him as a noob.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
So ever since, like, I think there's a couple of things, like, well, a guy Ninja on TikTok was like, he put like two monkeys racing each other, and I put up the face of like looking side to side. And it was like, and I tagged him in it. So we just that's like our banter point, because he came out to me at the end of it, and he was like, "Oh, come on, Mama, take a selfie." And he is slightly taller than me, and in the picture, he looks freaking massive. But he's also one of these guys. He's also one of these guys that covers his face.
So he's like me then.
Yeah. So when he sent me the picture, he had obviously put a big yellow smiley face on his face. So every time now we'd been talking, we'd actually spent about an hour after talking to each other, and he goes, "Oh, you're like an influencer," and here's me, "Don't knock it until you try it." So then when he started getting the quad lock stuff, I started going, "Oh, now who's the big influencer?" So we'd take the piss out of each other, like.
I've been wanting to try the quad lock phone mounts. I just think I have Huawei P30 Pro.
Has it got image stabilizing in it?
Yeah, it does.
Don't use a quad lock.
Don't use a quad. How come?
Don't use a quad lock. Quad lock recently have been voted one of the worst for wrecking iPhones. Even
seriously?
Yeah, they have, because people mount them to their handlebars and they're static mounted. There's no give in the mount. They were just shaking it, so the accelerometer in the phones were getting wrecked, and then the image stabilizing, it would almost be like flickering when you're trying to take a picture. So they brought out a vibration block to stop it from vibrating, which doesn't really do anything.
No, I've seen like Reeve, Who That, and all that, like the stunt community, as I'm just gonna say, stunt community in London and stuff. A whole load of those ones have the quad lock cases, and I'm like, it seems like it would do a good job if you looped. But do I really want my phone to possibly end up on my bars getting worse than it already is in a crash?
The way I would see it is, look where you would put it in your bars, and if you loop your bike, look where your bike would land.
Fair
You know what
point.
I mean? It does give you the ability to put the bike or the phone in a nice place, but it just doesn't seem right.
There's nowhere to put in my opinion, there's nowhere to put a phone mount on a dirt bike per se if you don't run the crossbar.
You can put it in between your the yokes.
I don't run a crossbar on my handlebars. I run it like the nuke proof.
Oh, straight bar.
Funny enough, I actually have nuke proof handlebars on the bike.
Aye.
They're just debranded ones. I got them cheaper, so you can't really fit them.
Have you not got a hole in like your, the headstock?
No.
No? I was gonna say you can get ones that there's like a wee bolt that goes inside and expands and it sits in the headstock, not the actual handlebars.
I've seen that because a whole load of people that have the YZFR 125 and the KTM Duke that I know use the one that go in the headstock. Especially on the R6 and the new R7, people are using them on.
Well, there's says RAM mounts as well. They're similar.
I had an original RAM mount on my sport bike, and it didn't really work the best. It vibrated quite a lot.
Well, generally, if you're going to put it in your handlebars, they're going to vibrate.
See, you'd expect more companies to put rubber, like grommets or washers or like rubber. Why can I not think? You know what I'm on about? The rubber leaf things that you put in to stop the vibrations that you would for your mirrors.
Yeah, but
I think more companies would do that.
You don't have those rubber mounts in your handlebars. And people complain about getting pins and needles in their hands because of the vibrations.
That's Harley riders.
Well, I get it too, like. But that's
you wouldn't expect the tracer to get much vibration.
Well, when you try and get all 15 plus 1,000 RPM out of it, you do. I am destined to get a top speed out of this thing.
Have you not got one yet?
Not legally, no.
7 miles straight.
130.
Fair enough, actually.
Before I seen the police car. The fastest I've had it was 160.
160? That's not too bad.
And that was on a private road, obviously.
No, it's corner.
Well, it depends on high class as private.
If you classify Ardoyne as private, then yeah, you're fine.
Because where I am in Lisburn, I've got the choice of the motorway, direct to the motorway, or via Twinbrook. And some of the roads there you could probably get on a bit, but there are hundreds of police about the place.
Police have been floating around the whole load recently, like.
Yeah, they're out in their unmarked cars a lot more.
I've seen quite a lot of them. The unmarked are sitting around like Shaw's Bridge area on my side.
Aye.
They'll go from Malone Roundabout up to the Park and Ride and then back down to Tesco's and come through Beaver Estate and then go back down to Malone.
You do that Tuesday night at CCAT, don't you?
I do Tuesday night at CCAT every week.
You should see the amount of unmarked cars in this area when that's on.
See, whenever CCAT's on, the police don't bother any of us.
Oh, no.
The police
don't
come
bother.
in.
They don't bother the ones that behave. It's the numbskulls that tried to race each other up the motorway afterwards.
Oh yeah, afterwards, and going to Duncrew for the drifting event and stuff like that, and going to the yard. Yeah. But they're pretty civil to all of us.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I was coming back from a mate's house on Tuesday night, and there was literally 4 unmarked cars at the back. Do you know the motorway side of Yorkgate train station?
Yes.
Like 4 massive unmarked estate cars sitting, waiting.
Jesus.
And a car went past me, and they fucking hunted him down.
We were going to the shop and we were coming back, and they'd set up a checkpoint right in between the 2 car parks underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
And they were checking everyone, like checking all the coilovers and everyone's MOT and stuff like that. And I mean, people were sitting on airbags, and they just turn around and like, can you just lift it up and then you can go?
Well,
they're really
that's
civil.
The thing. They don't want the paperwork, and you don't want the fine, so you're going to do it. You know.
I can see where they're coming from. It's allowed.
That's
it's
about
allowed
as bad as the guy who lived at the bottom of my old street being a peeler.
And knowing whenever you were going to work with the XT.
Aye, but he pulled me over one night for a baldy tire. And I told him, the tire's in the house. He called up to the house 2 days later to see if I had it changed yet. I can't really
That sounds like a bit of a dick move.
I can't really not say yes, and the bike's sitting right there.
That seems like a bit of a dick move, though.
But he said it was okay because he says I had showed him an invoice to say that it was ordered, and he says you're not a dick when you're driving.
Fair, yeah, it would have made a different situation if you drove up and down the street like an absolute asshole like I do, but...
Yeah, and then when I replied to him, I says, well, you haven't seen me late for work yet. Because when I'm late for work, I didn't hold back.
I had a woman the other day, down where I live, there's a church at the bottom of a hill where I do all the shit that I do. And a woman complained, phoned the police, and they turned up and they just stood and watched me and everything, had a conversation with me. And it turns out the woman's a NHS worker and she's on night shift. And the times that I go down and I make a lot of noise, she can't sleep. So she's had 2 weeks of no sleep, working in a hospital because of me. And I went to her door and apologized, and she handed me a cup of tea and was like, it's okay. I was like, what times is it okay to go down? She's like, I start work at 5 o'clock. I go to sleep at 2 o'clock. 3 hours sleep's enough for me. If you can do it after that, that's fine.
If it was me, I'd be out chasing you with a baseball bat.
I'm surprised you didn't have a go at me the day that we went for a ride, because I was sitting doing wheelies behind you through Bangor.
I don't know. I can't hear you. You're behind me.
My bike's louder than yours.
Why do you think at one point I let you go in front? Because I kept drifting ahead of myself. I was like, no, he can't go this fast, so slow down.
He can't do more than 45. He's on L plates. Leave him alone.
No, it was more like if I disappear, he's not going to find me.
I'll catch up with you at some point. I'll meet you on the way back.
Aye, if I took the right way home. I've done it with friends who have 125s where I've disappeared and took a different route and then just sat for 20 minutes and just waited.
We did that going up to Limavady. We had to stop about 30 times for Megan because she'd only been on the road a couple of weeks.
Aye.
She realized that she didn't like us waiting for her, so she realized, if I pull the throttle, I'll go faster.
Well, when I was learning to ride bikes, I was going out with my cousin who had a 1200 Bandit who would proceed to wait, let you get past and wait for about 3 miles, then start again, and then drive past you as fast as he humanly could and punch you in the arm.
I mean, I can deal with. I like that.
That's a dead arm. You can't accelerate with a dead arm.
See, whilst we're driving, our group, well, mainly me and Joe, we play yellow car no hitbacks whilst we're driving, or mini nips. And it'll get to the point, Joe's on a 50cc and I'll come blaring past him at 50, 60 mile an hour and smack him in the arm for a yellow car. And then he'll come past me and just tap me and scream it. And it's a green car and it just hurts.
See, I used to do all that. And then I remembered it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
Me and Megan have been playing it for about, 2-3 months now. And it's got to the point we've memorized every yellow car in our state and every yellow car between here and Forestside. We know where they are, when they're coming, and who's driving them, and it's really creepy because I guarantee you, the people that see it know the exact reason of what's happening.
Sure, I got you for a mini today, and the guy laughed.
Yeah, we've been doing mini nip,
Oh,
and she got me with a mini, and the guy drove past with his missus and his 2 kids in the car, and all 4 of them were just sitting pissing themselves laughing when I reacted to her nipping me. It was the funniest thing ever.
I have to laugh when Lisa's on the bike and I brake without her knowing, and you get that headbutt to the back of the head.
It's either you get the chest to the back or you get the back of the helmet hit with the front of her visor, and it hurts.
So we had Lisa's helmet a day before I scraped it.
What did you do to it?
She headbutted me in the back of the head.
I mean, I think I need a new helmet.
She was on the bike. We were coming back from Hillsborough, and I changed gear, and I jolted the throttle, and she just went poof, straight in. Nice big white line across the front of her visor.
Ouch!
So
What helmet has she got?
It's a Spada helmet.
Ooh.
It's like 80 or 100 quid or something out of GS.
I haven't been up to GS in a long time. I actually have been meaning to go because I want to look at the Gixxer 250.
Oh, yes.
Possibly get a Gixxer 250 or look at the V-Storm.
Oh, yeah, they're huge, them things.
I watched the review that you did on the V-Storm, and I also watched the review that Spicy did. And I don't know what it is. I don't like adventure bikes, but something about the power and the look of them gives me the DRZ kind of like vibes.
That's because they are. That's all they are. They're just big DRs.
I like them. There's someone selling a DR650 at the moment in Antrim, and he's only looking 2,500 and something.
You buy that, you spend the same money again, and you supermoto it.
Warp 9 rims, Renthal handlebars, friggin' oil pickup mod, brand new radiator, brand new plastics,
but
vinyl.
The insurance company won't insure you.
Fuck.
Because
I don't think my company is going to insure me again.
My cousin, he bought a DR650 and he supermotoed it, and they didn't want anything to do with him, so he had to go with someone else. Because he bought the yellow racing plastics and all for it.
Yellow DR. Yellow DR is just yellow or white. I'm really liking the look of the white of the YZ 250 in white at the moment.
Yeah, there's one of our friends. One of my cousin's friends has the Dr. Big. So he does, and it's kickstart, and it's an 850 kickstart.
Oh. And a guy in my estate had a Husenberg.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like the 690. And he had it. He had it like 2 weeks and started doing the plastics and everything up. And they'd rebuilt the engine the minute they got it and got all the compression sorted out and didn't have a boot on and was just in slides. Pushed the compression lever in and kicked and got thrown over a fucking 6-foot wall.
Oh, the 850 would easily snap your leg.
I don't understand people who can do it.
If your leg does not get off that quick enough, it will come back and split your leg into bits. And I've seen
the video.
That's why
there's a video of that.
Do you know the big motocross boots that I wear?
Yes.
That's why people wear those on the road bike. It's because it will break your leg.
I've been looking at getting motocross boots, but I'm kind of sticking to my steel toe caps at the moment.
Do you know what bike you should get if you do pass your test?
What?
And it would probably be far easier to insure. CCM. One of the older CCM supermotos.
They're rare to find.
Oh, but that's the thing. They're rare to find, but see if you go to England, they're very popular.
Have you seen the guy that goes to the Gentleman's Ride who has he's got a KTM 690 rally with Supermoto rims on it, and he's also got the CCM Spitfire, I think it is.
Oh yes.
I think he's even bought it out and everything, and see the sound of it.
Oh, you think CCM that Spitfire is like 650?
Is it a 650?
It's the 650. It's not nothing spectacular, but the engine will literally pick itself up and flip itself over.
I was doing, whenever I worked in the bar, there was a gentleman's ride going on, and I ended up in the middle of the pack with a whole load of Harleys and Honda Cubs and shit around me. And he just pulled up beside me, and I looked at it, and I just died in awe. The chrome.
Speaking of Harley Davidsons, William's here. Hello, William. How's you? No, but CCM, they are like gutsy engines. Like they're basically like the 660 engine. They just go for days. That's why they use
sound
them.
So good.
They do, but it's the little microchip to get it started that annoys me.
Wait, there's a microchip to start them?
Do you know the way in bars you just have those little? It's like a little disc.
Yeah.
And you put it on the till and it knows who's at the till.
Oh, so like a key fob type thing.
Yeah, that's how you start those.
Are they keyless start?
Yep, under the brake light at the back.
Oh, I don't think I could deal with that.
So they're actually really handy, but they're not great. They're very fiddly. There's a certain procedure you have to do to get them to start.
Well, I mean, like I figured out with Ryan's Harley the other day that you know the way they have to have the key fob for the alarm.
Yes.
You can get up to 15 meters away with the key fob, but if you take everything out of the key fob and take the battery out and like put it onto a chip on your phone or onto a credit card, you can only get up to 5 feet away from it if you take it all out and put it in a credit card type shape.
Jeez.
You can still start the bike without the key, provided the key fob is beside it at 15 meters away.
You see, there's William in the comments. He's give up on Harley, and he bought a Rocket 3 GT.
What? I want to. I seen a Rocket 3 up in Phil McCallan's a couple months ago, and then I seen a guy 2 weeks later buy it. And I haven't seen it out on the road since, and he lives round near me, and I want to know how the hell it actually drives.
Well, I've rode one of the older ones, and nothing short of lighting the fuse and holding on is a freeze.
Shade Tree Surgeon has one.
Aye.
And they look really nice and sound really nice on video, but I don't think like the power out of them it would kill you.
One of the guys out of the bike club that I was in had one, and the gearbox or something went on it. It was $2,500 to fix it because you basically don't have a bike left after they've dismantled it.
$2,500.
Yeah, it cost them $2,500 to get it fixed.
I can just hear my wallet screaming and running for its life.
That's why I don't have one. No, he says his is totally amazing, and I would guarantee the new one is freaking brilliant.
I haven't seen the new one.
The new one was meant to be like, it's a good bit faster than the standard. What's it? Never got out of third gear because of the power. There you go.
Well, I can actually understand what you mean. I got to ride a Yamaha DTX 1252 stroke the other day, and I got to learn to wheelie it. And fourth gear at like 1200 RPM, and it still lifts from a standing start. The power band on it is ridiculous.
Well.
Oh, you're 2020. What'd you think of the 2021?
Maximum torque at 4,000 RPM is 163 foot-pounds. And 4,000 RPM to that bike is nothing.
Ouch. Ouch. I can picture me pulling the throttle and just watching the bike disappear with both my arms and me sitting in the middle of the motorway.
you'd almost be like Clarkson with a face just disintegrating, so it would.
Insert meme.
Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson with a flat face.
When I took my mate's Rocket 3 out, and it was one of the older, I think it was the original one, I didn't really go anywhere far, but it was like you could tell that the thing just wanted to go. It just throws you off the seat. Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I would like to actually see the two bikes, or three bikes actually, the H2, the Rocket 3, and the Ducati Extival Lamborghini version that Stradman, I think, has.
Oh, the over pompous one that has a badge on it?
Yeah. I would like to see all three of those go together, because those are kind of like the limited edition versions of those companies, and you've got two type cruisers and then a sport bike.
But just because it's limited, it's no different than what you can buy. It's just they've just got Lamborghini to stick a sticker on it. It's not going to make a difference.
Sure, it's got a supercharger in it.
That's like saying I have a Fiat 500 and my mate has a Fiat 500 a Bath. It doesn't mean. It just means one was looked at by someone different. I think it was amazing. Wait, his panel.
I mean,
like a sports bike. Yeah, I would believe that.
I could believe that. They do look very, very nice and very aerodynamic, and they are made by Triumph. So
but then it's like, if it's when you take like the Nikon, the 3-wheel Yamaha, and people go, "Oh, you get the stand upright at lights," and you're like, "No, it's a sports bike." But
there's no geometry stabilization in them.
No,
I think I remember you saying to me.
They're a sports bike with 3 wheels. That's basically it.
I mean, you would think they would have derived that technology for the 125 versions, like that Tri-City bullshit that you see those fucking slapper tops driving around on.
Aye, but I think I was talking to the guy in Hearst one day about the Nikon, and he goes, it would cost the same to service the Nikon, and that was including the front end, as it would be to service an R1.
But it's an R1 with 3 wheels, is it not?
It's a tracer with 3 wheels.
What CC engine's in the Nikon?
900.
I thought it was a 7.
No, it's a 900.
I've always, because they look so much like an MT-07, I've always thought they were an MT or an FT-07. Like,
well, as you say, like the Triumph have the build quality. Oh, here, Chris, he's getting connected. It's an 847. Sorry.
Oh, it's an 847.
But the Nikon does this weird thing. See, when you let the clutch out, it puts on an extra 1,000 RPM to what you have it at. That's the strangest thing when I took it out was that I would have it right. I need to be at 4.5, and it would be at 5.5. And you're like, oh wait, how long is this right? And I said to the guy in charge Hearst, and he goes, yeah, no, it does that. It's because it's bigger and heavier.
Did it feel like you were riding a 3-wheel bike, or did it feel like you were just riding a sport bike?
It felt like I was riding a sport bike until the back wheel wanted to disappear from underneath me.
I remember you saying, because I went up those roads after I watched your video, and I felt what you meant by the gravel of the being there. My bike wanted to slide out.
Well, here, Fuzzy, look at William has said, has hill hold assist for weaklings like me.
What's hill hold assist? Is that assisted hill starts then?
I think it is. I'm not too sure what that would be.
That sounds like it would be hill assist, like the new Honda PCX, the new Honda PCX has hill start assist, and so does the Honda ADVX, the 750. I also want to see you do a review on that. Just saying.
Mate, I can't get a review to save my life at the minute.
Sure.
I have tried at so many places, and they hand you the biggest pile of crud.
Here, in the meantime, you can do one on my bike if you want.
Remember I left my bike in to get serviced?
Yeah.
I left it in, and I thought, I'll get to pick something. And it was all set. and they give me a Honda NCT 750 or something like that as a naked bike, and the piston slap in this thing was unreal to the point where I took it back to them and I went, something's wrong with that, and they're like, no, 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 and the mechanic came out, he listened to it and he goes, that needs to be taken off the road.
Surely they would have known that there was something wrong with that bike being there.
I have no idea, but the girl handed me the key and just walked off. Well, there's William saying it applies the back brake until you just take off.
So it's
basically it holds the brake for you.
Yeah, so it's a clutch assist then, essentially, because it would do it off of engine braking until you take your foot off the brake.
I would say it would hold for a second until it feels like the nudge of you leaving. Because I don't think anybody would be brave enough to just dump the clutch on that thing. No,
you would have to adjust the clutch to be a very, very light bite point for yourself, like really long away for that bike, if anyone was going to do that.
Yeah, because I know, was it one of the guys that was friends with another guy in the bike club? He had one of those, what was it, Boss Hoss bikes?
Oh, the big 1600cc fucking V8 engine
it's
thing.
A Viper engine in it.
Yes.
So it does. He had one of those, and it literally had I think it was 3 gears, and it was automatic. I think.
Yeah, they have the 2010 slappy paddle gearbox on them.
Aye, something similar, yeah.
It's a slappy paddle gearbox that's just transponded to up and down on a shifter at your foot, basically.
Yeah, because I think there was a video out, your man SRK Cycles had one.
Yes.
And then they brought out, Boss Hoss themselves brought the biggest one that they do out and let him take it out, and it was like, why would you need that?
It was the Boss Pig. It was a supercharged V8 motorcycle.
Aye.
But sure, you've got that guy in England who built the V12, took a Maserati engine and put it into a bike.
Aye,
but I mean, it's road legal. It's got plates, indicators. It can be used as a daily, and it can be fully driven down the motorway.
Aye, but then you've got Sir Turbo Tom on Instagram who has a GSXR 1100 turbo and an R1 Big Bang turbo, and both can be used daily if he wants to. There's William's telling you your guy that you're talking about.
Alan Mullard. Is that who? Never knew his name. Thank you for that, William. I never knew that was the dude who invented that bike. I'm now going to find where he lives and go see that bike.
To invent a bike like that, you have to have a lot of time in your hand.
I mean, I hope this man has a family of 5 and can actually do normal shit and still had time to build that bike.
He owns the company that people work for. He doesn't work for a company.
If you're stripping a Maserati, then yeah, I'd say so.
It's like my boss, he has one of the new Aston Martin DB Superleggeras, and his is the one his is one of the ones out of the new James Bond movie.
That's just flexing, though.
It's crazy because he's actually planning on selling it when the movie comes out for twice what he paid for it.
I'm going to sound such an arse. There's a new James Bond movie coming out?
Yeah, it's due out the end of this year, start of next year, I think. And it's the last one with Daniel Craig.
I forgot he was stopping doing James Bond. Oh, yeah.
So it is, but I mean, if you had the time, the money, and the knowledge to take an engine out of something like that and put it into a bike, you really should not be working for somebody.
No, you should.
William says it's out on the 29th of September.
Might have to go see that. No, I mean, I've seen a whole load of stuff on people doing custom bikes and shite, but I would love to see a Land Rover engine put in one.
Yeah.
That would be like an old Mark 1 Defender or a Mark 1 Discovery at that, just diesel.
Sure, there's diesel bikes out there, so why invent what's already there?
But I mean, like, make diesel mainstream.
No.
Make more diesel bikes. Sod the electrics. Make more diesel bikes.
Bikes
I'm
are
gonna
meant
sound
for,
like an absolute.
bikes
Dave.
are meant for performance, not for diesel. Diesel is not made for performance.
Yeah, but you know, you've got the Harley guys that would appreciate a diesel bike for the simple fact that they don't go fast.
Aye, but they get more mileage than anybody.
They'd have more mileage on a diesel engine.
And passing the emissions might be a problem too.
Actually, fair point. I know electrical be it all soon. That's the absolute worst statement I've ever heard and want to hear in my life. Although I do want to try one.
I'm not a fan of electric bikes for the simple fact is you're not really being environmentally friendly when you're having to then
use all the oil.
No, you have to put up more nuclear power stations to then power the country because you're all using more electric, and it's like it's a bit weird. Oh, there's William saying if it's diesel, it'll be more leaks too.
Yeah, and Chris, diesel bikes also known as a car. I mean, does a bike not mean it's got two wheels?
No, some people
like that. No.
Some people
do
like
not start that question. Megan says, "Is a hot dog a sandwich?"
It depends. You can put it into a sandwich, yes. There's William going. The Livewire is a nice piece of kit.
I've actually seen Dank Wheelie did a review on them, and they wheelie very, very easily, apparently, and they have a lot of torque behind them.
I would love to have a go on a Livewire, but when a certain company wants £180 for a day, it's like, no, thank you.
Do you know the funny thing is, because it's Harley, that sounds cheap to me in my head. To ride a Harley.
I asked for an hour, and they went, "Oh, if you want to give us £180, we can give it to you for a whole 24 hours." And I was like, "I want it for an hour."
Sure, your man Ben Grigg on Instagram with the V-Rods.
Yes.
I think he got to ride a Livewire.
I think he has, but I mean, you look at the customization that fella's doing.
I mean, 360 tires on them, like, that's a wide tire.
Sure, he won first place at the Meg this weekend.
Oh, did he?
Big custom show. As far as I know, I think he won first place.
Jesus. He does build very, very nice Harleys, like, very nice customs.
I've been to his house, and I've seen him. I've seen the garage that he does the builds in. And it's amazing what he produces out of his garage. For a random guy to just casually go to Harley being like, I'm customizing this bike, can you like give me more? You know, I think he's walked into the Harley dealership and bought V-Rods just for the hell of it and customized them.
I know there's going to be someone that knows who we're talking about and going to ask questions, but what did he do to own his first V-Rod and customize it?
I don't know, but it was really nice.
It was, because it had air ride fucking suspension.
Yeah, and it didn't have a stand. It relaxed on the air ride.
It squatted on the ground by itself.
Yeah, because he was the guy that fixed my phone.
Oh, is that who fixed your phone?
Yeah, that's the guy. I was on Instagram one day and he just randomly had said to me, and I was like, "Oh, right, okay," and he gave me a price there and then of how much it would be, and I went, "All right, no problem." So he sent me his address. Next day, he delivered the phone back.
Done within 24 hours. Fair play to the man.
And that was battery and charge port and I think as well his wife was heavily pregnant at the time.
Yeah, with their first one.
He had very no, it was the second one, I think.
No,
But
the
he had
second
very
one. They've just had the second one.
Yeah, this was only like the start of last year, the year before.
Oh Jesus!
So I mean, like he was flat out when he was doing my phone,
Yeah,
and he properly cleaned it and all that there, and gave it back to me and showed me that it worked. And I mean, you would have thought that Apple had done it themselves.
fair enough. Like it takes a lot of talent to do stuff like that, customizing shit.
He's
Time
definitely got
management.
an eye for detail, like because I mean, to go that far with a Harley with a V rod is it's not easy.
He's the reason why I wanted to use powder tech on all my panels instead of wrapping them. I was going to get them powder coated, and then I was going to get the frame of the Honda powder coated in it. And the prices are good, and the quality is good.
I mean, that's what ultimately that's what you want. You want the quality. You want something to wear and tear.
I mean, like if you look at the detail that they go into on the tanks for him and the frame pieces and the rims, they do a good job.
Everything gloss black.
I like those gloss black with the gold pinstripe down the center.
Yeah,
that one was nice.
He'd put up a picture of one the other week, and I'd said that he should get the paint that absorbs light.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's like £250 for a little tub of it.
Oh, is that the blackest black?
It's like it absorbs light and makes things damn near invisible. I would love to see a build done with that.
The blackest black with some trim of the whitest white, it would look like a Tron Harley.
No, just black. Just enough where I cannot be seen at night.
Sounds safe.
Sounds very safe.
Well, I have a yellow helmet, that's fine.
I have a massive green fuzzy thing on my bloody head and people still don't see me.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know how they don't hear me.
There's Chris. Simmons, tough black. Do Adele. Yeah, do Adele. Oh, I gotta. Chris, have you been watching the workshops, like breakdown of his videos? Have you, Fuzzy?
Adele?
No, Dell's workshop. Del Boy's workshop.
No, I haven't been watching. I haven't watched Del Boy in about 4 months.
So, do you know the guy, the workshop that really they just don't like each other?
Yes.
Well, he's been doing a series about Dell's build on the Hayabusa, where he literally watches the video. So the videos are like 40 minutes long, but he sits and criticizes everything in the video. I watched Dell at the start and I thought, oh, here, that's a nice looking bike, until I watched this. I went, oh my god, they're just pieces of brown stuff put together.
But why would you attack it? Well, actually, no. I can see why you would attack a Hayabusa.
Now, the guy Matt from the workshop isn't attacking. Well, he kind of is, but he isn't attacking Dell directly. He's attacking the workmanship. And
it's a rivalry thing then.
It's more of pointing out the bullshit. Because if you watch some of Dell's stuff and then look at the manual on how to do it, it's two different things, but he tells you it's like gospel.
But then again, Dell's been on here for how long, and been building bikes for how long,
But he's been a dealer, so he was a master tech, or he was a master dealer at one point for Harley Davidson, so he knows how to do things properly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some of the stuff... Oh, yeah, there's Chris. Hot coolant, yeah. So, just to explain the hot coolant one, Dell says you have to run your bike for like 10, 15 minutes. Right? And then you take the tubes off your coolant to let it drain. But before you do that, you take the radiator cap off. with a tea towel over your hand to stop it from burning you.
That
Why don't you do that?
I know from experience, and I'm going to sound like the biggest twat here, and I do apologize for this, but I have done that to a car. The thermostat on my mum's car had blown on the side of the motorway coming back from Dublin, and I opened the bonnet and touched the radiator cap, twisted it a little bit, and ended up with a radiator cap through the bonnet.
Yeah. Well,
and I've kind of realized now that don't do that. That should be common knowledge.
the workshop isn't like he just criticizes things like that. He's like, no, don't do that. Do it like this. It's safer. You know, probably the way you should do it.
That's being like, here, don't do wheelies. Immediately does wheelies in front of the person he's just told not to do a wheelie.
Yeah, but I think I went off Dell pretty quickly after a few times he deleted my comments because I said something out of turn or something. And he is notorious for deleting negative comments. But he started to do, because now his audience is like majority American, he has started to put up the little like Christian quotes at the start. Or like Martin Luther King said this, so he's now playing to an audience. And it's some of the stuff he's doing is awfully shady.
So he's turning into like a 2018 clickbait 3 a.m. challenge bullshit thing because he now has an American audience who go to church and are Christians.
Yeah.
Not
so
dissing anyone who is American and Christian.
William, the channel that we're talking about is Del Boy's Garage. And then the workshop is the guy Matt who criticizes. Just
I have a question. I have a question here. How much slack do you reckon is going to come to you for saying about Del Boy's Garage?
I don't care. Like I talked to Matt. Me and Matt have PM'd a few times back and forth, and I've been asking him stuff. And it's funny when someone else points out what he does, then it clicks in your head. You know, that way. So it's like, no,
Yeah.
I can't get it out of my head now. And I prefer Matt's sense of humor. He has got a northern sense of humor where Del, I think, is more southern. I don't know. There's just two different senses of humor there.
It's like there's a borderline across England of humor.
Yeah.
You get closer to the border, it gets frequently duller. You're on the borderline and you've got no humor at all.
Matt's he'll tell you if you're talking crap. And
that's what you want from a mechanic, though.
But yeah, that's why he was doing this thing with Dell's channel, because a lot of people see Dell as like the holy grail. So they do. So it's you have to watch it. I'll send you the link on Instagram later. But have a watch to it. Your man Matt he's an aerospace engineer.
So he knows what he's talking about.
So he knows that he'll talk about tolerances of metals and stuff, and he knows what he's talking about. And Dell will talk about the same thing and go, "This will be fine. It won't break." And your man's like, "It will break." You know, the one with the Hayabusa was he had got a GPS speedo, and then put it into a metal housing. And I'm not a rocket scientist, but GPS speedos need to have like.
And they need to release radio waves.
Yeah,
both GPS waves.
Put a big metal thing around it. You're sort of constricting the waves.
That's like going to Chernobyl and not putting on a fucking hazmat suit. That is literally what that is doing. That is null and voiding everything.
And then he did he put like quick release bleed nipples on his brake disc or his brake calipers. But when he took the old ones off, he let the brake fluid leak all over the caliper and all over the disc. And he just sprayed a bit of brake cleaner on and went, it'll be fine.
Even I haven't done that.
No, but you've seized a brake pad. Sorry, a brake caliper.
Close now.
I sprayed WD-40 on my pads.
I've put Demon Shine Wet Look on my brake disc before.
That's not good.
I completely forgot that I was using the wrong bottle and was cleaning down my swing arm and managed to spray it on there and went to do a wheelie and fucked it. And I think Megan has a picture of me just before my ass hits the ground looping the bike. All done on private property.
Of course.
Of course. Done on private road.
Right. I'm going to go because I have work tomorrow.
I'm going to go because we have to go do a Tesco shop tomorrow early in the morning.
Oh God, I'd rather go to work.
We're being adults. We've got the house to ourselves for 5 weeks, so we're going to be adults, I think.
Well, thank you for joining. At least now I know
Not a
how to work it.
Well, I mean, like, whenever you're doing live, if you want to send me a message, more than welcome to join, for me to join, then I'll join, you know?
Yeah. So what I'll probably do as well is go and get a few more in as well. So
Start a full community thing then?
Before you
well,
go,
no,
Duncan,
not even. Just try and what was that?
before you go, you have to say hit the diff.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
I'll do it in the next video.
Promise?
Promise.
I'll be watching.
That's okay.
She's now gonna be waiting for you to do your next video just for that.
We'll have to record one tomorrow because I've been really lazy with it.
I've been extremely lazy with it. I haven't uploaded in like over a month.
I've recorded 5 videos and deleted all of them because I've left it too long to upload them.
I've got to the point of like, I'll record a video and then I'll try and connect it to my phone to Bluetooth it over to the laptop, and it doesn't work. Then I plug the GoPro in, doesn't work. SD card doesn't work. Is it my laptop? I think so.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I'm
Right.
gonna have to get a PC, like, but
I shall see you later.
yes, I shall see you later, bud.
Okay.
Enjoy.
See you later.
Bye.